Hi, it's Paul from globaltradingsoftware.com, and it's a Wednesday. So on Wednesday I tend to go through all of the indicators that we have on the different platforms to ensure that they're doing the same thing, giving the same signals, understanding the same behavior and behaving themselves on those different platforms. So it just so happens that I come across this massive gold move this morning. I'm in Dubai, but it's actually happened around about that gold pit open for Europe. So I wanted to go through this with the Thinkorswim platform and our VWAP Predator to understand the signals, when to take them, when not to take them, that sort of thing. So let's just talk about yesterday first. We're going into the close with gold futures. We go range bound. That's normal, okay? Less volume, less traders, and we're just, just a little bit up, a little bit down, real big range. So I've just drawn this range in here because that continues into that Asian session as well. And then we start to try and push down at this point here. And this is where I want to pick up the story really. So with the VWAP Predator, we're getting buy and sell signals all the time. And one thing we need to understand is those sort of reasonably close support and resistance zones and the ranges that we're in, and also the BIAS Depth Heatmap we got on the bottom is a separate indicator, but it gives you that confirmation of trades. And this is the important thing that we're looking for here, is we get the signal, we get the confirmation, understanding that behavior. So again, remember, this is the range that we've seen on the previous, towards that previous close, and we're starting to push down through here. So this sell signal here was a good signal. But with any signals with xBrat, we have a starting line for the entry. So if we get a sell signal here, we look down below, all 6 time frames here are red. So we've got a good confirmation. So we would put an order on at this point if we were still up. It's about 10 p.m. in the US. 1 tick or 2 ticks below the low of that candle. It didn't take it in. We're coming back up. We get a buy signal at this point. And again, we've got to look left. This recent pivot here was not good. Okay. And whichever strategy you're trading, look at recent pivots, and I'm talking, this is within an hour or so. It's not far away, and there was a rejection there trying to break out during that Asian session, and it rejected it and came back down again. I'm not a fan of this sort of time period here to trade any futures contracts because it's very, very quiet. And we start to pick up some momentum coming down, but this buy signal here was trying to break out of this range. And we didn't really get the confirmation. And again, when we look at the high of that candle, even if we weren't looking for the confirmation here, there was no entry because it didn't break the high. It came back down again. We got another sell signal at this point here on the VWAP Predator. Again, we've got to look left. Our original order here will probably be a sensible entry for there. We've got the confirmation down below. I think this order just needs to stay on. And again, we're coming through. Now, this sell signal coming into here. So we're about 20 minutes before the European gold pit open at this point. So we're starting to see more and more traders come through, more volume, more volatility. And again, we're going to be getting some European data, which was a catalyst for this move down. We get a sell signal at this point here, so ultra aggressive. If you're going to take that entry from these previous sell signals, we're pretty good, it would be in. This sell signal that comes in here, again, we want to enter there. We've got 3 out of 6 on the bearish scale, if you like, on the BIAS Depth Heatmap, so we're borderline whether we take that or not, especially as we've got that gold pit open coming down. But again, it's a sensible strategy. We're 4 out of 6. It's a good percentage, and when we're trading this VWAP Predator, we are looking for those big moves, those big breaks, and that's a great signal there, that sell signal. Again, it's happened, it's opened in one zone, it's closed outside of that zone, it's got more volume than the previous candle, and it's got higher than average volume to the downside. So this is where we get that sell signal from, plus a few other bits and bobs that we don't tell you about. But again, great signal, good move down. We get the gold pit open on this candle here, this little doji candle. You can see then we get this massive move down with another sell signal. So if you wanted to be ultra conservative, you could take this signal here. And again, there's lots of opportunities, lots of ways to use this. But again, with an entry one tick below, 2008.5, that price on oil there. We get another sell signal at this point here. This is getting a little bit too close, because when we look left on yesterday's pivot low, we're getting towards that support zone here again. So again, always look left, very, very important. For me, coming out of this range here was the entry. We get the gold pit open, we get more momentum, we get going. And again, we're using this ribbon here to manage the trade. But understand the behavior here. This candle here was a rejection of those lows. So this would be the aggressive exit here, because we've got sell signal, we've got momentum, we've got another sell signal, we've got another sell signal, but we don't take that short because we're going into support from that previous day's low pivot there. So we then try to push down. It rejects those lows really, really aggressively. They've got that spinning top type doji candle there. That's when you would take out. So, you know, 2012 there to around about where that closes, you know, that's 100 ticks. Okay, that's a really great trade. That's $1,000 trade. If you were more conservative and took this signal, the sell signal here, that was a 2008 to 2002, so that's $600 trade. So still a great trade, aggressive entry or conservative entry. Understanding that time of the day when that gold pit open is. Do you want to wait? Do you want to wait for that reaction to more traders coming in, and then using that VWAP Predator for there? So you can see the price action coming back up now. You can see this ribbon hasn't turned green yet. If you were break even and really trying to let this pullback happen and then come back down again, this is where you would use the ribbon on the VWAP Predator to manage it. But again, understand that this is a rejection of the lows. This is a big rejection, okay? And just to take the profit and walk away at this time is probably the sensible thing to do. So the VWAP Predator for Thinkorswim, the links down below. Remember, it's about signal, then confirmation. We got the confirmations with the BIAS Depth Heatmap, and then we manage it with the ribbon or understand that behavior. Now you can add the manager to this, which gives you how that rejection of those lows was really, really important. So I'm just going to pause the video and add that now, and then we'll come back. Okay, so I've added the manager now. So what we're looking for now is these little dots up above are higher than average moves down, but this higher than average rejection of those lows should be the indicator. So the manager works, looks at behavior. We can see at the moment this move up is lower than average volume. So those actually using the manager, combined with the ribbon, combined with understanding that this move back up at the moment is lower than average volume because it's got blue dots underneath. Okay, so although we're moving up after this high volume rejection, if you've got a couple of contracts on, for example, you'd take the profit after the high volume rejection on one contract and then allow the manager to understand that behavior, that volume from candle to candle, but also average volume. And at this moment in time, it looks like it's lower than average volume. It could come back down again. So this is really, really crucial that combining in trading indicators is very important. So we have xBrat signal indicators like this, the Predator. but then you need that confirmation. But more importantly, no matter what trading strategy you're using, trading indicator, alerts and signals, is the manager is a crucial part of your trading tool set. The manager here, without it before, we would see that big rejection and get out, and that's sensible. You would take that $1,000 and get out. But the manager then would see actually this move up is lower than average volume. So we would actually just hold off taking that profit, maybe adjust a stop to break even or lock in a little bit of profit here. But understand that this pullback at the moment is probably quite natural. It's those people that panicked here, those retail traders that panicked here and got out, but those started to teeter off, and we're starting to get that low volume pullback, and now it's coming back down again. So having that manager is very, very crucial to understanding and sort of consistently getting those better profits on any trading strategy. So I'm going to put the links down below for the VWAP Predator, which is an amazing day trading or scalping tool, for Thinkorswim, TradingView, Motive Wave, lots of platforms. Going to put that link in there. Also going to put the link in for the BIAS Depth Heatmap, because no matter what strategy you're going to be using, you need that confirmation of signal. And then the manager, again, everybody should have the manager. And again, this is a Thinkorswim version. So hopefully that helps. Speak to you all really soon.